Howdy. There's an ambulance or a fire truck. Y'all hear it? Probably a fire truck. Like an EMS. Let's go right down Matilda. Let's get along. What's on fire? No, it's probably. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming right here. There, turn. What's up, Terry? Did you hear that? Hey, Sue. Yeah, it was like a fire. It's probably an EMT. Hey, Genghis. What's up? I'm sure y'all could hear that. I did get, how is the sound? I did get a microphone. Sound is off. Hmm? No, it's not, too. You can hear it? It's a bit hot. All right, let me try something. Can you hear me now? That sound was bad? You couldn't hear? I had a microphone. I used it yesterday. A video of recorded reactions yesterday with this new microphone I got. It seemed to work good. I just unplugged it. It took it out. Huh, it wasn't working good, huh? It worked good. If you saw the videos that are out now, Swansea and the diary, I was using a new microphone. But I guess that wasn't good. For the live stream, I don't know. I'll look into it. I've had trouble getting microphones. The first one I ordered, it just didn't come. That happens sometimes because the street right next to me is the same name, but one is drive and one is court. I live on the court. And sometimes drivers, delivery people, they just can't. They can't figure out they're on the wrong street. They need to go one street over. And so then they'll just not deliver it. That happened with the first microphone. Then I reordered it. I got it, and it was not good. And so then I just went and I bought a new microphone. It worked good yesterday. I don't know. But I guess y'all are saying it's better now without the microphone. That's disappointing. Oh, I'll see if I can figure it out. All right. I got that Stilton blueberry next to me. And how y'all doing? What's your weather like? It's good here. Yeah, it is good here. What's cooking? I'd like to know what y'all are cooking. I went to Trader Joe's yesterday. I had to pick up some stuff. Oh, I made smoked salmon salad. It was delicious. Smoked salmon salad. It's very healthy, Terry. You know, I just bought the salmon. It was already smoked. And, just served it cold on top of a delicious salad I made with all my favorite stuff. That was good. What'd y'all have? I didn't, Chompy. I was working late last night editing that diary video. It took a lot of editing. I think it came out okay. What do y'all think? The diary video? But yeah, yesterday I bought that blueberry Stilton, and I thought I'd just try it here in the live stream. You just had beans on toast and a cup of tea, Adrian. Yeah, it's morning here. But I'm gonna try some blueberry Stilton. I've had Stilton before, but I never had it with fruit. Never had blueberry Stilton. This is from England. I got it yesterday in the live stream. But you want to see what I think of it? Let's try it real quick. Cut off a little piece. Have y'all ever tried? Have y'all ever had blueberry Stilton? I can't remember where this was from. Wow, it's crumbly. I mean, it's from England, but I don't remember where in England. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Y'all ever had it? Hey, Constantine. Y'all ever had it? Oh, it smells like blueberries. I'm just gonna put some on a cracker. Yeah, the Ritz. Do you like Ritz? I do. I'm just gonna take a little bite. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I'm not usually a fan of fruit cheese either, Sue. I do like fruit with cheese. Certain cheeses, like a jam, but I don't usually like fruit in my cheese. I've had blue Stilton cheese before. That's different. That has an altogether different flavor than the Stilton I'm used to. Grapes and cheese is good too. It's all altogether different flavor. Stilton with blueberries. Now, if you know me, I always I'm like, what does Stilton blueberry cheese go good with? I looked it up online. I'm gonna try it a different way. So online it says Stilton blueberry cheese pairs well with figs. And I was like, really? I have this. This is fig butter from Trader Joe's. And I love it. It only comes out. That's the thing about Trader Joe's. A lot of their products are seasonal. So you only get fig butter around this time of year. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. So I was like, oh, blueberry Stilton goes good with figs, it said. So I'm going to put a little fig butter on this Ritz cracker, like that. Then I'm going to add me a little, I'm going to try it like that. I do like fig butter, Constantine, but you know, I'm always game to try something, so let's try that. Mm. That's considerably better. That completely changed. That completely changed the flavor of that. A little fig butter, or fig jam, or fig something with that blueberry Stilton. Bang. That totally changed it. At first I thought, it's okay. Try it with cheddar. I don't have any cheddar. Oh, what? Fig butter and cheddar? Yeah, for sure. For sure, fig butter and cheddar. Hmm. Yeah, that's way better. Now, I also heard, I saw online, put a little honey on blueberry Stilton. I have several types of honey. This one I got here, and I don't know if I can get this out. This will take a minute. And this one here is wildflower honey. If I can get this honey to come out of the jar, because it's almost empty. Where are you from, Constantine? If you don't mind saying, I'd love to know. I always like to know where y'all are from. Nice having you in the live stream today. But yeah, I want to try this blueberry Stilton one more way. With some honey. This is good quality wildflower honey. But it is not coming out of the jar. Not at all. And yeah, what'd y'all cook last night? And what'd y'all eat for dinner? What'd you have, Jay? Was that last night that you had? I saw what Terry posted in the Facebook group. It looked good. Oh, you're from the Netherlands. But you moved with the seasons. Beautiful there in the Netherlands, huh? Right? It seems like beautiful. I've never been there either. But yeah, welcome to the lab. Okay, I finally got, that was hard to get out, but wildflower honey. I got a little bit. I'm going to try this. This is the last way I'm going to try this blueberry Stilton. That's pretty good. Hey, Nikki, bud. I was just trying some blueberry Stilton I bought yesterday. With the honey, it's pretty good. By itself, it's okay. With fig butter, that was good. That's what I think about blueberry Stilton. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have ever had it. Let me know. Stilton cheese from England with blueberries in it. Chased down by coffee. So I did go to Trader Joe's yesterday, and I didn't see any of this when we when we went to Central Market. I didn't see any blue Stilton cheese. This I got at Trader Joe's, product of England. I got some blue Stilton, not blueberry. And it's product of England. I heard, I've been doing some research about Branston pickle. All right. Basically, my live stream today is I'm going to bounce ideas off you that I have for ways to use this. Besides just a cheddar and pickle sandwich. I don't want to just do that. I'm going to do a few different things. Sorry the lighting is bad. The sun's coming up. So that's what today's live stream is. I'm going to talk about the history of the Plowman's Lunch a little bit. And I'm going to decide, I'm going to film today me tasting this. And y'all can help me decide on some of the ideas I have for using it in different ways. Besides just on an English cheddar sandwich. You guys helped me pick out the English cheddar yesterday. It looks real good. I am going to put this and just make a sandwich with English cheddar and Branston pickle. But I was doing some research and they said it also goes well with this. So I may try a little of that Branston pickle with blue Stilton cheese, not blueberry. What do y'all think? Is that a good idea? Have you ever had blue Stilton and Branston pickle? Adrian, you are correct. Branston is versatile and can be used in many things. And I have written down in front of me several different ways that I might use when I film this tasting, which I'm going to film today. Yeah, I'm going to share them with you and see what you think of these ideas. Yeah, I think I'm going to try it with the blue Stilton as well as English char because I did some research. But so, the Plowman's Lunch. Well, before we get into that, now let's just get right into it. The Plowman's Lunch is, I have an article here about the history of it. It's originally a British cold meal based around bread, cheese, and fresh or pickled onions. Additional items can be added, such as ham, green salad, hard-boiled eggs, an apple. Unusual accompaniments are butter and a sweet pickle, such as Branston. As its name suggests, it is most commonly eaten at lunchtime. It is particularly associated with pubs and often served with beer. The saltiness of the cheese was noted to enhance the relish of the beer. Do they still serve Plowman's Lunch at pubs? Is that still a thing? You tell me. Beer, bread, and cheese have been staples of the British diet since antiquity. However, the specific term Plowman's Lunch is believed to date from the 1950s. Yes, in pubs, Adrian? When the Cheese Bureau, a marketing body, began promoting it in pubs as a way to increase the sales of cheese, which had ceased to be rationed following the end of World War II. So in the 50s, the Cheese Bureau started really marketing the Plowman's Lunch to pubs to increase sales. Still popular, huh, Adrian? So the history of it, bread and cheese formed the basis of the diet of English rural laborers for centuries. Skimmed milk cheese supplemented with small amounts of lard and or butter was their main source of fats and protein. In the absence of access to expensive seasoning, onions were the flavored condiment. The reliance on cheese rather than meat protein was especially strong in the south of the country. As late as the 1870s, farm workers in Devon were said to eat bread and hard cheese with cider. I'm a cider drinker. While this diet was associated with rural poverty, it also gained associations with more idealized images of rural life. So, while farm laborers usually carried their food with them to eat in the fields, similar food was for a long time served in pub houses as a simple, inexpensive meal. In 1815, William Cobbett recalled how farmers going to market in Farnham 40 years earlier would often add bread and cheese to the pint of beer they drank at the end. In the 19th century, the English fondness for serving cheese and bread with beer was noted as the very dryness and saltness heightened thirst, therefore the relish of the beer. Okay, so this is some of the history. There's a Somerset blue cheese, Adrian. That's some of the history of where it came from. So, and then I've also heard that it's, and you tell me, some of the articles I read said it's making a comeback even at restaurants. That more restaurants are adding it to the menu, and it's like a charcuterie board with crusty bread, Branston pickle, cheeses, sweet pickles, pickled onions, or sweet gherkins, it says. No, I don't know. Pickled onions, tomatoes, hard-boiled eggs, It's all on a plate. And this is a plowman's lunch. Also, the term can be used just for the cheddar and pickle sandwich that the plowmans would just carry with them and eat in the fields. Just a little pickle, a little English cheddar on some bread. But historically, it's like a plate where you could make a sandwich. Some of those plates might even have had ham, where you could make a sandwich with those ingredients: ham, cheese, pickle, pickled onions, hard-boiled eggs. You could make a different kind of a sandwich than just cheddar. It might have salad or lettuce, tomato. This is what I've learned. Does this sound right to y'all? Now, I could do a whole plate like that. I could, right? I could try the Branston pickle just with cheddar. I could try it with the blue Stilton. That sounds right, Choppy. Or I can make a plate with ham, with pickled onions, with boiled eggs, with tomatoes, with lettuce. I could make a plate as well in the Branston pickle, and then I could make two sandwiches. I could make a sandwich that's maybe got, what about this? This is one of my ideas. So I could try the typical cheddar and Branston pickle by itself. I could make another sandwich off of a plate. Maybe on that sandwich I could do, and this is something I saw online that some people do. Make a ham, cheddar, Branston pickle, Coleman's mustard, lettuce, tomato, pickled onions sandwich. So that would be a second sandwich. I saw people doing this online. Ham, cheddar, Branston pickle, Coleman's mustard, which I have, lettuce, tomato, and pickled onion. Hey, Ben, would that sound like a good second way to try it? What do y'all think about that second sandwich? It's kind of a sandwich that you might make, and maybe I'll do that. I'll make like a plowman's lunch platter and have all these ingredients on the platter, and then I'll make another sandwich. That'll be a second way to try it. It's an idea. Mayonnaise would be nice, Choppy. I didn't see it paired with mayonnaise. Do y'all pair it with mayonnaise? I saw it paired with Coleman's mustard and ham. Mayonnaise, Americans typically think of more with like chicken or turkey sandwiches, not ham. I don't know. You tell me, does mayonnaise go good with Branston pickle? So that's a second idea. Here's another one. Here is another one. Okay, so I was trying to think of like, what are some cool ideas, right? And so I looked up, what are ways to use Branston pickle? And one way that said that is commonly used in the UK is in a chicken or a tuna salad. Is that true? You just ordered some fig spread, Terry. It's really good. You got mature, yeah, that's really good. I bet it is definitely, I've had it with cheddar. Fig butter and cheddar. It's good. I love that Trader Joe's fig butter. It's so good. But you could use fig jam. You know, it's give you the same idea. So, okay, is it true chicken and tuna salad some people make with Branston pickle? Because if that's true, I have a real good chicken salad that I make. And it's kind of Texas flavor. It's got pecans in my chicken salad, and it's got gold raisins, in my chicken salad. It's a specialty. So I thought tuna salad sounded weird with Branston pickle, but it said that people do it in the UK, and people like it. Tuna salad with Branston pickle, or chicken salad with Branston pickle. But I was thinking I got a real good kind of Texas themed chicken salad I make. It's kind of unique. I might put Branston pickle in that. What do you think about that idea? You had it with chicken, I tried it with fish. Chicken would be great. That might be a good way to try it. These are just ideas. I'm not going to do all of these. I'm seeing which of my ideas y'all are like, oh yeah, do that. Here's another one. Well, I was perusing around, and wouldn't you know it, Branston has a website. I found it. And they have they have all kinds of recipes on ways to use Branston pickle on their website, on the Branston website. Y'all check it out. It's kind of cool. They got a bunch of different recipes. Some are pretty common. There's a tuna salad one. Uh, some you probably have heard of. Some were a little like, what? Here's one from the Branston Pickle website. It's Branston Chicken Tacos. It struck me as like, Now, I've never had Branston Pickle, so I don't know what it tastes like. But I was like, tacos, that's kind of from my region. Like Branston Pickle Tacos. There's a recipe on the Branston website for it. What do y'all think about that? Okay. Also, on that website, one caught my eye. On the Branston Pickle website, ideas are recipes. Here's a recipe that caught my eye. It's English cheddar and Branston macaroni and cheese. It's like an English cheddar. You can, if you go to the website, you can see a picture of it. It's like an English cheddar macaroni and cheese, and then dollops, kind of big splotches on top of it, and then covered in breadcrumbs and baked in the oven. Branston pickle, English cheddar, macaroni and cheese. Also, in that recipe, I looked at it, it uses Coleman's mustard powder, which I have. I thought, maybe that's an idea. Branston pickle, English cheddar, Coleman's mustard powder, macaroni and cheese. I do make a mean macaroni and cheese. I definitely can make a good roux. It's like a roux, and you make it with the Coleman's mustard powder. And then you add in shredded English cheddar. And then you cover the cooked noodles with that. Then you dollop on Branston pickle, and then you cover it in breadcrumbs, and you bake it in the oven. What do y'all think about that? Anyway, these are some of my ideas. Branston pickle. Try it with English cheddar. Try it with blue Stilton, maybe. You've had Branston pickle sandwiches as a kid and loved it, and still do, huh, Jay? I could try it with Texas-style chicken salad. I could try it with, a separate ham cheddar Branston Coleman's lettuce tomato pickled onion sandwich that I make off of a Plowman's lunch platter. I could try it in chicken tacos or mac and cheese. I don't know. What do y'all think's the best idea? I'll probably try it like 3 ways. Are these crazy ideas? I might be leaning towards the mac and cheese. Maybe I make 2 sandwiches. I make one English cheddar and Branston pickle sandwich. I make a plowman's lunch platter, and I make a sandwich off of that. And then I try those 2 sandwiches with mac and cheese. That's my idea. I don't know. All right, that's kind of my talk about plowman's lunch and Branston pickle and a taste of that blueberry Stilton. Man, I like to just always keep one of these hanging around. So y'all, just keep one hanging around. You never know, you might need one. It's good to have. It's good to have one in your pocket at all times. That's my advice. Always carry the Tunnocks tea cake in your pocket. It might get squished. It doesn't matter. It tastes the same. All right, y'all are really voting too much on my ideas. So I'll take it upon myself and pick unless you have them. Yeah, it's fine if it melts, Choppy. Unless you have one you want to see more than the others, let me know. But I don't know what it'll taste like. Branston pickle. Yeah, if it melts in your pocket, Choppy, it still tastes the same. You like pickle? Okay, Ben. Ben, you changed your photo on your I don't know what you call that, on your icon. All right? Is that your family? Is that the day you change your photo to the day you bowled 6 strikes? As a commemorative, you want to always remember that day. You made it your YouTube photo. Yeah, your profile picture, Choppy. See, I'm an idiot. Couldn't even think of that word. Change your profile picture to commemorate the day. It looks like you're in a bowling alley. Maybe. You'll never forget. You bowled 6 strikes in a row. I'm still impressed. Oh, there's a cat outside. Anyway, that's my talk. That was for me. I thought you were like this picture. Now you can never change it again unless you bowl 7 strikes in a row. Forever that remains your profile picture until you roll 7 strikes in a row. Pickle's a bit chunky, so you whiz it in the blender. It doesn't look very chunky. Oh yeah, it does. I see. Oh yeah, it's kind of chunky. I hadn't looked that close. Genius. But yeah, that's all about that. I seen my dad bowl like perfect games, Ben. More than once. You got small chunk pickle. This is just regular. It's a big jar though. It was $10 or $9. And it's a big jar, so I need to use it. I'll find a way. I've been using that Marmite and that Coleman's mustard powder. And I've been using cider, and I've been drinking Newcastle. I use everything I get. You can get Branston Smooth, Nikki. This one just says Branston. Doesn't it? Just says original. $8.99. Y'all go on again this weekend, see if you can do it. I watch my dad. Do you throw a lot of spin? Like my dad did. He'd throw that ball, and it almost go in the gutter. It almost every time it almost go in the gutter, and then kick back out. That's how my dad bowled. I bowl that way too, but not with that much spin. And I don't cut it that close to the gutter. But I would watch my dad sometimes. He was in a league, and I would sit there. That's what we did when we were kids. I just sat while he bowled. Just sat there. But I'd see like, oh, he bowled a perfect game. I'm not that good. It's also good with an omelet on the side. But it's still impressive being rolled 6 in a row. I may have rolled 6 in a game, I think. That's probably my best in a game. 9 in a row. 9 in a row. I have spared striked all out. You know what I mean? Where you either spare or strike the whole way. I have done that. Anyway, bowling talk. Let's talk about bowling. Alright, so that concludes my talk on that. So out now on the channel. Unless you want to keep talking, but that's all I got about Princeton. Out on the channel Swansea. That was to buy me a coffee. Swansea's the second largest city in Wales? I didn't know that. That's what she said. I didn't know that. So it must have a decent sized population. The beach looked really nice. She went on that river boat tour, and I asked, what river is that? Nobody told me in the comments. What river is that? In Swansea. It looked nice. I was about me a coffee. I'll maybe look some more at Swansea. It looked not bad. Now, I don't know how you say, is it the Gower Peninsula? But y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna look at that too, in that area. Interesting. I like Wales. Out later today, probably after the live stream, I'm gonna release a third video. Neither one of the videos are doing very good. So I'm gonna squeak out another video after the live stream and try to get a few more views today. I don't know what that video will be yet. Yeah, I have a couple I could do. I have the things you can't do in the US, you can do in the UK. That video is ready to go. I could just release it right after the live stream. It might get some views. Good day from Cornwall. It's dark. Good to see you. Yeah, Wales is nice, huh, Ben? But, yeah, all that stuff, Adrian. Right, I'm gonna look up all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna release one video. It might be that things you can't do in the US can do in the UK. It might not, because I might hold that video for tomorrow morning, because it might get watches, especially if I release it early in the day. So it might release a different video. The other videos that are coming soon are like UK beach towns. Remember we talked about that video in a live stream. We picked that one out. And Highgate Cemetery. I also have a cycling video that's about some cycle routes. I might release that after the live stream. Anyway, those are the next videos coming out, either today or tomorrow. Also, I released my diary video. You want to talk about that? I don't know. You know, it doesn't get a lot of watches. But it's better for me. I don't know. I put this stuff on video, then I can watch it back later. I thought I might get a lot of input in the comments. Constitution Hill's a nice viewpoint. And Aberystwyth. Yes, I'll check it out. I asked a lot of questions in that video, but none of them got answered. Not one question I asked in that video got answered in the comments. But that's okay. I'm documenting, planning my trip, and some things from those diaries will happen, some things won't. We'll just see. I do get the comments, you guys like to say a lot, not you specifically, but in the comments on videos like that, people will tell me things like, it's so hard to get around in the UK. You can't just get around in the UK like you do in the US. It's true. That is true. As a matter of fact, I did a bunch of research on it. It is true. It's slower to drive around the UK than it is to drive around the US by about 10 miles an hour on average. I did the research, I looked it up. On average, travel in the US is about 60 miles an hour average. If you're making a road trip from city to city, you're going to be on the road for a few hours. The average US travel time is 60 miles per hour. That's how much you make on average on like a US road trip. In the UK, it's 50 miles an hour. So that means you're going 10 miles less per hour on road trips in the UK. It's not that much of a difference. It is a difference. Smaller roads, country roads, etc. They're windy, they're narrow. It slows you down. But not that much. I did it. I did the research. It's not that much. It slows you down a little bit. It's not that different. I think that the way that I view travel and the way that you view travel are different. A lot of the roads around you are unpaved or dark. Yeah, I see that. But I did do all the research, and there's not that big of a difference. And the way Americans, or myself included, view traveling and drive times are way different. Our perception is way different. For you, I think hopping in your car and driving 3.5 hours, going somewhere, and then hopping back in your car and driving 3.5 hours back home seems like torture. Well, look, Sue, I looked up the national averages of road tripping in the UK versus the US. So this includes country roads, Sue. It includes however you get around. You're going 10 miles an hour slower than we are on average. I mean, we have some country roads that are pretty windy as well. So that's just a big average. But I'm sure there are lots of country roads in the UK. We're not even doing 40. You're probably doing 20, right? Some of your country roads you're probably not making anywhere. But the way I think of hopping in my car and driving 3.5 hours, going someplace for the day, hopping back in my car and coming home, that's not torture. That's not torture. That's not bad at all. Yeah, I drove 7 hours that day, but that's all right. I don't mind. So I think it's perception. A lot of people are like, you can't get around. I mean, no matter where you're at in the UK, you're never farther than 85 miles from the coast. I learned that statistic. No matter where you're at in the UK, you can't be more than 85 miles away from the coast. So, perception is different, mine and yours. I live in a state that is massive, much bigger than your whole country. You know what I mean? So, the perception is different. And yes, it takes you longer to get around, but you're way smaller. And it's not that much slower. For instance, I'm going to give you some of my perception of travel times. And well, it's not perception. Here's some facts. I did all this research. It's 157 miles from St. Bees to Robin Hood's Bay. That's all the way across the country. It's not the longest route all the way across the country, but it is a route. 157 miles to get from St. Bees to Robin Hood's Bay. When I see 157 miles, I could do that in my sleep. To me, that's nothing, right? But maybe, I'm like, well, maybe it's not an easy route and it takes a lot longer than what I think in my head. 157 miles, right? So I looked it up. It's 3.5 hours. It takes 3.5 hours to drive from St. Bees to Robin Hood's Bay. 157 miles. That's not long to me. That's on your roads. I looked at all this research. I looked Bristol to Truro. Uh, it's about 150 miles. It takes 3 to 3.5 hours to drive from Bristol to Truro. I looked up how long would it take you to drive from South Wales to North Wales? Well, depending on traffic and road works, Terry, but what I'm looking up, these are facts. They take into account traffic and road. These are averages based on facts. So you can always say, well, what if you get stuck behind a tractor? It could happen. That's not the average thing. What if you get stuck in traffic or road construction? These are facts. These are averages. These are the realities. From South Wales to North Wales, again, it's about 150 miles. It takes you 3 to 3.5 hours. That's factoring in traffic that could happen. That's an average. Some people it takes longer, some people it takes less. But that's the average. 3.5 hours to go all the way from South Wales to North Wales. About 150 miles. Then I wanted to know, I was like, well, how long would it take you to get from, say, Kent to Northumberland? That's pretty far. That's 350 miles. Again, when I see that number, I'm like, that is nothing. I can drive 350 miles. Doesn't even bother me. But maybe it takes a lot longer. It says on average that trip can take 5 to 7 hours. 7 hours with bad traffic from Kent to Northumberland. 350 miles. 5 hours if you don't have bad traffic. 350 miles from Kent to Northumberland. So some of this, when y'all keep telling me you can't get around in the UK, some of this, the sneaky things you Brits say to keep me out. And some of it is your perception versus mine. I think you see that Kent to Northumberland and go, 5 to 7 hours, are you crazy? I see it and I go, that's not bad. So I think some of it is your perception versus my perception. And I think some of it is, why y'all being so sneaky? Like that video says, y'all tell everyone the weather's bad and you can't get around. But it's really not, it's not that bad, y'all. It's not that bad. Again, that's my perception. Because I don't feel like, yes, that's it, Ben, 7 hours in a car is torture to you. I don't feel that way. Y'all know I travel around the U.S. a lot of it by car. And I've done trips that would drive you probably crazy, Ben. But one thing that was pretty common, oh, hang on, something popped up on my phone. Okay, you there? One thing that was common in my childhood, growing up in Texas, and my parents' my grandparents, all four of my grandparents lived in Kansas. We lived in Texas. And we made this drive. The furthest you ever been is Birmingham, Ben. We made this drive from Kansas to Texas multiple times every year of my childhood. three, four, 5 times. Sometimes on a whim, something will happen. Oh, we got to go to Kansas. Grab your stuff. We would make this drive all the time. It's 335 miles. It takes just about 6 hours to do this drive from Texas to Kansas. 335 miles, about a 6 hour drive. Well, some of our vehicles were comfortable getting us, some were not. We had some vehicles that I remember very uncomfortable. I would make that as a kid 3, 4, 5 times a year. Sometimes just I'd be doing something and my mom would come in and say, oh, we gotta go to Kansas. Get up, let's go. My parents would drop me off there, and I lived with my grandparents in the summer. My parents would drive that 6 hour drive. So they would be like, okay, we gotta go get him today. They would get up early, and they would drive to Kansas 6 hours, pick me up, maybe have lunch or a quick meal, and drive back home the same day. And I've made that drive many times and back home the same day. Just a little chat about how I perceive distance. I do look at it in hours. And I do look at it as like, okay, it's going to be tougher to get around there. It's going to be narrow. There's going to be windy roads. There's going to be things that slow you down. There's going to be traffic. But not all the time. Not all the time. And you are able to get around on road trips at about 50 miles per hour on average. It's not that much less than 60 miles an hour average in the U.S. Now, public transportation, I've been looking at that a lot on my own. it is much slower in some cases. In some cases. Some of the cases I looked at, you can hop on a train depending on where you're going and where you're coming from, and it's a piece of cake. I've noticed that. Other things where it's more convoluted, and these are the logistics I'm still working out. I've been doing research where if you gotta hop multiple trains or trains to bus, or sometimes it's just a bus, there are times when it would be better to drive. So I'm trying to sort through that and figure out which is the best and when I want to have a car, when I don't. I am planning on driving around Wales and Cumbria in a car, for sure. Driving in roads will be different for you, but the actual times on the roads won't be a problem. I'll pick up driving in no time. I'll be a very safe American driver in the UK. Because I'm a good driver to start with. I've driven every kind of thing you can imagine, short of like a big tractor trailer, but heavy equipment. I've pulled trailers, I've pulled boats, I've driven all kinds of cars and motorcycles. I grew up behind the wheel. I'll be very careful, I'll be very safe, and it won't throw me for a loop to be on the opposite side of the road. I'll pick it up quick, I know, I will. I'm good at juggling, Ben. Good at juggling. That means I can drive on either side of the road. I also grew up driving a stick shift. Maybe I'll go drive around here on the left. Just get the hang of it. Just to practice. Start driving on the left everywhere. But no, I'm sure I'll be okay driving. No right turn on red. Well, before I come to, believe me, I will read all I can about your traffic laws, about your signage. When it gets closer time, you probably see me react to videos about your signage and about your traffic laws. I don't want to do it too early or I might forget. But yeah, I will make sure that I learn and obey all your laws. I'll drive careful, I'll drive smooth. I'm not a race car driver, but it could be. I got stuff on my shirt. I was working outside in the garage this morning. I'm restoring some furniture. I got on a work shirt. I was out there doing a little bit of sanding, fixing up some furniture. Anyway, driving. I'm doing the research, y'all. Doing the research. Well, I'm good with the roundabout, Jerry. We have them in Texas. They're putting them everywhere in Texas too now. They finally found out that statistically roundabouts are safer. It's a statistic fact. Roundabouts are safer. And so they've started to put them in. Yep. So anyway, those are some of the comments I got on the diary video. I'm just kind of talking about that. What y'all think? Any comments about the diary video? Yeah, I feel like I can road trip. If I'm in Wells, if I'm anywhere in Wells, I can go anywhere else in Wells the same day in a car. It's never more than a 3-hour drive. And if I'm in the center of Wells, if I base myself in the middle, I can get to anywhere and back the same day in a car. Somebody said in the comments that on my trip I shouldn't go for too long and that I should only visit Kent and Sussex. It'd be fun to watch you take a mock road theory test. Are there such things? I mean, I would. Oh man, I could drive anything, yo. I could drive anything. I used to work heavy equipment too. I used to haul a lot of trailers and boats. You gotta pay attention. But yeah, if there's a mock road, some type of test, Nikki, I would try it. I would do it. Let's see. Yeah, someone said just come to Kent and Sussex. Don't see too much. That's another thing that's perception and reality. For me, to just come and see only Kent and Sussex, I wouldn't even have fun. You know? I'm planning a trip for me. Like some people would hate this trip I'm planning. I'll bounce around a lot. And I know how that is. A lot of my trip time, it will be uncomfortable. I will drive back, I'll be tired. That's what I want. I realize the reality of that. I'm just gonna have fun, Ben. I'm just gonna have fun. I'm gonna spend more time focused on writing than filming. But that also is fun. I'm just gonna have fun. But yeah, for me, fun is uncomfortable. There will be a lot of my trip where I'll be tired and uncomfortable. I like that. If you enjoy a nice, relaxing vacation or holiday, which I do too, and part of my stay there will be that. There will be times when I'll slow down on purpose and just relax. But I get bored of that real quick because that's my personality. Yeah. The automatic on the end throw you off. I got good hand-eye coordination. I can shift with either hand. Adrian. But I prefer a situation where it's kind of hard. It's a little uncomfortable. I do. And then when I'm done, I'm like, look at that. Look what I just did, yo. Yeah, I remember you, Letitia. Good to see you. I like that. So my vacation or my holiday, it's not for everyone. And some people are warning me against it in the comments, which is nice. They're trying to look out for me. Because I'm definitely planning a holiday they wouldn't enjoy. But I get it. I get it. All right. That's it, y'all. That's my talk. I'm gonna film the Branston pickle. Last chance. What do y'all think about Branston pickle macaroni and cheese with English cheddar and Coleman's mustard powder? Should I do it? It looks like it kind of uses a lot of the Branston pickle. So that's okay. I got a lot. I need to use it. I think I will. I think it kind of sounds weird enough that it might be interesting. I think I might. Right? It's English cheddar mac and cheese, Ben, so that's what the recipe. If y'all want to look up the recipe before you see me do it, it's on the Branston Pickle website. It's their recipe. Branston Pickle mac and cheese. I'll do it. I'll do it just like they suggest. I will change it. Interesting, I think. It might be fun. Anyway, I'll film that. I might eat a tea cake though. Is it weird that I got up this morning? I didn't have any coffee until you saw me take a sip. I didn't have any coffee this morning. I drank some water. I ate some blueberry. Here's the remnants. I ate some blueberry Stilton with fig jam and then some honey. Then I had coffee. And now I think I'm gonna have this. I drank that Newcastle in the Diary video, and I was eating, before the video, I was eating ginger nuts. And if you look at the beginning of the video, I had in my Bluetooth speaker. If you watch the beginning of the Diary video, you'll see me take it out. I started that video, I had music. I had music going in my ear. I had been listening to music, eating ginger nuts, and I was doing research. And then I started the video, and as soon as I did, I was like, oh, I'm still listening to music. I'd already started filming, but I hit it. When I hit it, it turns it off, and I took it out. But if you watch the beginning of the video, in my ear, I was jamming. I'm gonna eat one of these because I think it's gonna go good with my coffee. So that's a fun video. Good to see you guys today. Ben, again, congrats on the bowling. I can't get over it. I'm so mad. Terry, Kingus, Sue, good to see you. Nikki, thanks for everybody chatting with me today. Adrian, I got a spooky video coming out probably tomorrow. Highgate Cemetery. It's scary. It's Darth Bill, good to see you. Darth Bill. This music play like dun 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 dun. Darth Bill. Choppy, good to see you. But yeah, everybody. Adrian, Sue, Choppy, Ben, Terry. Oh, y'all, Nikki. Gang guests. Good to see everybody. Cheers to y'all. Hopefully I'll like it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Hopefully I'm always going to be honest. Hopefully I'll like it. If I don't, I'll say, not for me. But good to see you all. Everybody have a good day. Cheers. Wayne from Dallas, Texas, signing out.